Peace be upon you all and welcome to another tutorial. In this quick video we're going to show you how to build this drop button like this. When you click on it, it's going to drop this list of items or any content you want to put inside of this. And also the purpose of this video, how to make this list disappear even if you clicked out of the button. Like if I click here, it's going also to return that, display or hide all of that from the view. Alright, when we click on it, it's going to display. We could hide or conceal everything inside of this button by just clicking on it again, or we could just click everywhere like the user. If the user clicks on the button, then display something, then he try to avoid it and not click against the button and choose something else like an image or something and click on it, it's going to display this or hide this automatically without clicking again on a button. So how to build this? First of all, or you're gonna do just create the three files, or you could just type them all in one. In HTML. I create one for the HTML, one for JavaScript, and one for styling. I opened them up in Sublime Text Editor. This is the folders right here. I drag them to the Sublime Text. In the index.html, we're going to start with the index, the structure of the web, and we're going to start or to create that template boilerplate by just typing HTML and tab, and going to automatically give me these tags. I'll give it a title of drop button btn, and here let me go with the lang and set it to English. Sorry. Here I'm going to call the style file, this style file, by just call it its name, style.css. And notice that that all the files are in the same directory. And also for scripts, let me do here like a comment and do script and call the script of JavaScript and call the source, and also the name is main.gc, and also, as I said, they are all in the same directory. Up to now we are good. What we're going to create here is just to set the button, and I'll go back here to this file. I'm going to open the index. As you see here, this page is blank. There ain't no content in it yet, but we are working on it. In here we're going to go a div. I'll create a div dot drop. Inside this I'm going to create this div right here is just for styling or to set the position of this entire thing, like if you want on the right, on the left, or the middle, or everything. It's not affect the drop button. And here we're going to create a button and give it a class of drop btn, and I give it like more content, like this content. When we click on it, we go into get another div and give it like drop content like this. And I'm going to give it an ID also of drop content like this. And here we're going to set the links. I'm going first of all go, for instance, like content and content, and here for instance contact and like about and support, and add as many as you want of things here or images or anything. Alright, up to now we are everything is good. We want to add a function to the drop button right here when we click on a button to run that function. So I'm going here, I'm going to give it an on click. When click the function, we want to run this function drop down like this and add the bracket. Now I'll go right away to the web to refresh my page. This is when I refresh it, as you see, more contents and the links are displaying right here. At the end of the video, if it was time there, we're going to add a bit of CSS or style this, like give it a color, position, or everything. But the main idea, as I said, how to make a clickable, and also when I click out of the button, it's going to conceal everything inside of that that are related to this button. Up to now, everything is cool. Now I'll jump to the styling. I'm going to grab this class drop content, and to make everything inside of here display to none like this, we could like add a comment here, display by default display none to the content of the the content that inside of that div, that inside drop content div, like give it like this. Better. Now what I'm going to do here, just display and make it to none, and we could like add up some position on all of that, but not going to add that at this moment. So if we went back here to the page and refresh it, the links is going to display to none or hide. Now I'll go to JavaScript to make it responsive. When I click on a button, it's going to run this function for me. So what I gotta do, just grab this function right here and call in JavaScript. I'll go with function. The function name is drop down like this. And here, what we want to grab this drop content right here. This drop content right here. So what I'm going to do, I'll go with the document dot get element by ID, and the ID is the same as the class name. I'll give it a var of this var like this. Now I'll say to the user, when we click on a button, display the content of it. Alright, so let me add here a comment. Say when the user clicks on the button, display the content, or toggle between displaying and not displaying. Button toggle between hiding and hiding and displaying like this. So to do that, we're going to use the if statement. If this drop content right here up, this drop content, its style dot display, like we are here determine which part of this the styling, like we went to this drop content, we call it, we grabbed it from here and we set to it its style. So it's going to automatically jump to this folder styling, and we have here to specify more what we want in style, we will want to display. So display, so it's like right away going to this display here, and make it equal, like we are seeing here, if it's equal to black, what we want it to be, we want to return it to display none. So drop content dot style dot display again. It's going to be none to hide. Otherwise, else, what we want it to be, we want the drop content, its style, its display to return to black, like this. So if you went back to our page and reload the page, if we click on this button, should be display to us dot content. So it's not displaying, like something wrong went here. So drop content get element by ID. Let me see here, inspect. This is wrong, something wrong in HTML, in index HTML line 10. So this is where the wrong is. Drop down, like I missed something spelling. Drop down, I'll call the function like this. Now it's going to work perfectly. So if I reload the page, on click, it displays to us the links that we added inside of this content or inside of this div. And when we click again on a button, it's going to hide or conceal all of these links, as you see. But when we display it, and there is like some content here, I want to copy it, and I click on it, it's not going to hide these links. So let me show you. Inside of here, I'll go with a div. I'll give it like text, and go with P. I'll go with lorem, like this, and let me copy it multi times just to show you what I meant to say. Now if I reload the page and I click on the button, it's going to display to me this. But if, for instance, if I want to copy this and I click on the page, it's nothing happen. This still displaying. It's kind of bothering the page if you have if you blocked them and be more. So if we went just back here to the style and go like the drop content A and like the display to block and reload the page, when I click on it, it's like pushing everything down. And when I click on to copy this still here until I click on again and make it hide, it's kind of bothering the page and bothering the users to make everything still stable until the user do something. So we are going to build or to let it, when I click, for instance, to copy this text or something, automatically going to hide all of these links and return it to none, display none, like this. So how to do that? I'll go, so let me go back here and remove this for text, like adding multiple text. In here, out of the function, like this, I'm going to let it to create this function, another function. When I click here, it's going to display this to none. Let me return this to leave everything. So window, this window here, window dot on click. When we click on the window, run for me this function. And this function we're going to give it an event to happen, like this. All right. Now we're going to say to the program, if the user clicks on anything except this button, like when it display like this, if the user clicks on anything in the page, like the text, another button, in everything except the button, display this to none. Alright, like this. This is an old one that I show you in the first video. like this and like this. So how to do that? I'll jump here, I'll say if event dot target dot matches. What's going to matches? It's going to matches the drop content or the drop button right here, this drop button. So we're going to grab it and pass it in here and give it a dot just to refer to it as a class name of that button element. So we have to say here, though everything to this page except to this drop button. So to this except, we have here to add this mark here. So now it's not going, it's going to apply to the what I'm going to write everything to the page except this button. Alright, inside of here we're going to grab this drop content right here, this drop content. So like this, I'll copy this, I'll go back here, I'll give it a var of drop content equal to document dot get element by class name, like this. And also we want it to be infinite clicks, not just one click and stop the program. We want it to be an infinite clicks, so we're going to go with var I to create that loop. So for I start point 0 and I, while the I is smaller than the length of that drop content dot length, like this, up to the infinite. So we're going to increase it by 1 like this. What we're going to do, we're going to do an if statement. We could like create here a var, another var, and give it like a drop equal to drop content I, to give it to that loop, infinite loop. Inside of here I'll say if drop, drop that style dot display equal exactly to black. If it's black, if this page like this black, when I click on it and want to display everything or to hide everything, like this, what I'm going to do, I'll go with drop dot style dot display equal return it to none, like this. So if I went back to the page and reload it, when I click on it, it's going to display this content for me, and when I go to copy this, it's going to hide it automatically. So when I click here and I want it to click, automatically hide that element inside of this drop content or this drop button. And it's kind of beautiful to be on your page, like adding that automatically to hide without telling the user or letting the user click against the button, and it's really actually bothers sometimes. So like this, and you just go here to copy, and you copy the links like this. For instance, so you just want to see something else, it's not going to be like you at the bottom and click here, it's going to display and return the button to its first state. I hope you get how we built this, and we could actually add a bit of style in here, and that's not by heart. Just go and in here, like the button, the links, give it a text decoration, text decoration to none, like this, and give a color of black, color to black, and also like some padding I'll give it a padding. Padding of 8 pixels, 12 pixels, and also the button. I'll go with the button. So I'll do dot drop button, dot drop btn. I'll give it a outline or border to none. I'll give it a background color to teal, so background color to teal, and color to black, to white, and make the cursor pointer like this. So when I click on it, it's going to display to me like this. So I'm going to reduce this to 4 and do dot drop sans a. When I hover it, I want to be like have kind of a background, like background color to something like dark blue or something like steel blue. Also color going to be to white, like this. So when I also the button, I'll give it like padding of 8 pixels, 12 pixels, like this. So when I click on it, it's going to display. It's better now. And here I'm going to make the position absolute. So when I click, it's going to stay in its place. And also I'll make here, give it a background to the div, like drop content, and give it a background of light gray, like this. So when I click on it, it's showing up to us, and when I click on something out of it, it's beautiful like this to show. And when you click out of the button, it's going to display everything. We could go here with some width or something here, so width of 120 pixels, like this. So when I click, it's going to display like this, and we could like reduce it to 10 and give it like a box shadow, box shadow to 1 pixels, 2 pixels, 16 pixels, 2 pixels, RGBA of black 000. I'll make the transparency to 0.5, like this. So when I click on it, it's going to give it this in the background a little shadow, as you see. And you could just play around with it and set it or adjust it to the shadow that you want. So this is just a quick video, and you could just make the button here when we click on it or when we hover it. So this is the button. When we hover, like make the padding to 7 and here to 11. I'll remove everything like this. Like it's not small sizing, or you could just go with transparency, transform it. Transform and scale 0.9. So when I hover it now, it's like moving down. Click able, and we could like adjust the color and do like color to wheat, and the background to white, and border to 1 pixel solid and give a color of black like this. So when I hover it, it's going to be like this. And you could just play around with it as you want. So let me just remove all of this, just to play with it. But the purpose, as I said, of this video is just to show you how to create the drop button. And we need to drop down like this and drop that content or display to us. We could hide it by clicking on anything, not just the button. I hope you get some information from this video. And if you want to download this lines of codes right here, just go to the description. You're going to find there the link to GitHub to download all of these links right away. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned.